civil rights icon James Meredith. Miss McGee is the author of Odyssey by her Meredith, etc. small press that was published also in 2013. It's a collection of her poems and other writings. In addition, she co-authored the book Married to Sin that was published also in 2013, so Ms. Meredith was busy writing. A bit more about Ms. Meredith. She is the acquisition editor of Meredith, etc., small press, and a professional blogger. In addition to her writing career, she is the founder of Heirs United Investment Club. Ms. McGee is a member of the Clinton Ink Slingers and Women for Progress. And she is a Rural Fellow with the Rural Development Leadership Network since 1998. Ms. McGee was born in Los Angeles, California, and raised in Jackson, Mississippi. Join us in welcoming Ms. Meredith McGee, our featured author this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you. This book, which I wrote on my uncle James Meredith and the American that created him, has been classified as a textbook. And I wish you could have seen me last night running in the hotel room after I looked online and discovered that 2 universities in Germany put this book on their shelf in the last few days. That was so significant to me that people in Germany will be studying about my uncle and his generation. And the reason why I named it and the America that created him, because I felt that the reader would understand the role that my uncle played in our history if they understood America and what was happening in America when he became the first black to integrate Ole Miss in 1962. And so what I would like to do is just to read a few paragraphs of the foreword. Can I start? I want to start with the poem. The poem that I wrote for this book is called Journey of Influence. History precedes life's journeys. The past is the stem of one's path. Every individual takes his or her place in this life and pushes justice into its heart and shoves spirit and righteousness in this world and shakes things up and moves mountains. Stories of these movers awaken generations and influences the future. The world holds many stories. Be implored to learn the great ones. Forward, which is by Isa Fuchimochi. He's retired now, but he was a teacher at the University of California at Davis and Rural Community Development. Meredith C. McGee tells an incredible story of a remarkable American, James H. Meredith, persevered to obtain social justice. His goal was to end white supremacy by attacking the color barrier at the college level in his home state of Mississippi. His overall goal was not just to win the battle of gaining entrance into the University of Mississippi, but to win the war against white supremacy. He persisted despite being criticized, misunderstood, and shot. His rage against injustice came out of his family's experience of humiliation under the tentacles of white supremacy. But his rage was channeled into constructive action that was strategic, drawing on his understanding of what it took to avert the deadly reaction of bigots and the timing necessary to take advantage of the dawning possibilities opening up in America. Others who preceded James Meredith's effort to open up colleges in Mississippi encountered catastrophic results. Clinton King, who applied for entrance into Ole Miss in '58, was labeled mentally insane and committed to a mental institution. Clyde Kennard, who in '59 attempted entrance into Mississippi Southern, was sentenced on a trumped-up charge to serve 7 years in the state penitentiary and died of cancer with a criminal record that he did not deserve. In the case of a more equitable jury selection, Mac Charles Parker was lynched before the case went to trial. Realizing lessons of such previous efforts to break through Jim Crow barriers, Meredith understood the realities of the risk involved and the importance of having the support of the entire black community and timing his action when the possibilities for support appeared nationally. Though this book focuses on the person and actions of James Meredith, this is more than a story of a single fighter for justice. Meredith McGee brings to life scores of people who inspired or supported James Meredith. These figures include Stokely Carmichael, Martin Luther King, who rallied with James Meredith when he was shot after he started the Walk Against Fear. And historically, in terms of James Meredith and our ancestors, we are the descendants of Africans, Native Americans, and Scottish Irish. For instance, our Scottish Irish ancestors, they were immigrants. They came here from Scottish Ireland in the early 1800s on a boat in search of the American dream. And one of our ancestors, it was significant to me in my research that he actually rose to the very top of American society. His name was Josiah Patterson. He came here to South Carolina basically with nothing. And he became a planter. I think he went to one of the areas, it was Abbeville, South Carolina, and he received some land, I think because he had to be a Protestant to receive the land. And he became a planter, a slave holder. And then on the other hand, I think about my great-great-grandmother, whose name is not known, but she was a Choctaw in Mississippi, present-day Mississippi. Well, she married a Canadian trader who used to trade along the Natchez, it was called the Natchez Road then. And he came here from Canada,